what it is, what's happening YouTube? It's your boy Srtfied, and I'm back with another banger for you guys. Y'all already know what's up. If you're not a subscriber to this channel yet, what I always tell you guys, smash that subscribe button. You know why? Because it don't cost me nothing, don't cost you nothing. Just click that red button for me. And if you're a return viewer on this channel, welcome to Srtfied Official. So as you guys seen on the thumbnail, today I'm going to do a thorough review of what I think of my Ford Bronco Wildtrak. It's a 2022. I call it my Wildling. And for those that don't know, I'm a previous Scat Pack owner. So I started off in the Charger scene with a 2013 SRT8 Charger, and then in 2020 I upgraded to a 2020 Scat Pack. And this thing is a completely different vehicle, completely different beast from those vehicles. So I'm going to give you guys a thorough review and impression of what I think, because it's a definite change, but in my opinion, it's a change that I don't regret. So let's get into it. All right, so for starters, we're gonna talk about the exterior. So for those of you that have been following me on my channel know that I've changed out the headlights to the Alpha X headlights, and I upgraded the front grille to the IAG I-Line Parahex grille. And I also added the IAG sequential fog lights. They're more like indicator lights because they're not true fog lights, but nonetheless, they definitely add some good styling to the Bronco. So exterior styling, when I first saw these, I did not really feel them, to be honest with you. But the more I seen them, the more they grew on me. And to be honest with you, they are sexy. They are extremely sexy. A lot of people that see them say, oh, it gives me Jeep vibes. Well, yes, I will be honest. It definitely mimics a Jeep, but it in my opinion, it looks way better than a Jeep. And the color that you guys see is called a cyber orange metallic tricoat. I don't know if you guys can notice in the sunlight the flake that's in the paint, but pictures and videos does not do this color justice. Literally everyone that has seen it since I purchased it has said that, man, in person this thing looks amazing. So for the exterior styling, I love this thing. So again, this is a 2022 Ford Bronco Wildtrak. It does have the Sasquatch package, so it does come with the Sasquatch wheels. It comes 2 inches higher with the Sasquatch package than a base Bronco, and I just feel like the stance of this thing from the factory, it just looks amazing. If you're not the type of person that likes to modify their vehicles and you're not really into that, I feel like this is the perfect package for you, because just from the factory it has a mean stance and it rides extremely smooth. One of the other things that I want to note is I feel like the hardtop definitely adds to the styling aspect of this Bronco, because the soft tops, I don't know, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the soft top Broncos that you guys seen on the road, but I just feel like the hardtop Broncos look better. No shade, nothing against people with the soft top, but the hardtop to me just completes it, and it's amazing, y'all. I literally have no regrets of getting this at all. None. So, but overall exterior, let me know what you guys think, but I truly love it. So let's talk about the interior. So the interior has a decent amount of space. In my opinion, the front drivers and passengers definitely have plenty of leg room. This seat is all the way back. So this is the amount of leg room that you have. I have friends that are, I would say the tallest friend that I have is about 6'6", and he sat in this thing very comfortably. I mean, he had plenty of room to spare. But on the inside, it's all leather. It has the two-tone leather. It does have the big screen. I did add a screen protector, which, as you guys can see, it has a matte finish which resists fingerprints, which I love, because the gloss finish that this screen has, it was just a fingerprint magnet, and it's super easy to scratch. So if you guys get one of these, I definitely recommend getting a screen protector for this. I also added a phone mount, which is the Pro Clip phone mount, and as you guys can see, I have a dash cam installed with a rear view camera, which I'll show you guys in a second. That is the Vantrue N4 dash cam. That thing is a lifesaver, I'm telling you guys. Crazy drivers on the road, if you get pulled over for something that you did not do, here you go, you have proof. But that's for a video on another day. But the interior, it's extremely comfortable. I've had no issues even coming down on a long road trip driving 10.5 hours. I was extremely comfortable. My back didn't feel bad or anything like that. This one does come with the power seats on the driver and passenger side. I know some models come with the manual seats, but the power seats work just fine. As far as the rear space, The rear space, in my opinion, is lacking a little bit. And I also wish that these seats had a recline option to where you can actually recline them a little bit, because right now this is literally pushed all the way back, because you can fold these seats down to give you some more trunk space. But when you fold them up initially, you see that little space, you can actually lift the handle and push them back just a little bit, and that's about as far as it goes. So the rear passengers are sitting pretty upright. I tell people all the time that it helps with their posture, but the back seats, in my opinion, leg room wise, with the front seats all the way back, there's not that much leg room. So I wouldn't really consider this a road trip friendly vehicle if you're traveling with multiple adults. All right, 2 adults would be perfect, but if you're riding with more, it can be a little bit uncomfortable for adults in the back. But if you have kids, this is perfect. Now these headrests do fold down just to add with rear visibility. You can put them up as such to where people aren't, you know, feeling uncomfortable when the headrests are down, but it does help as a pillow if you want to rest your head. So, but let's talk about the trunk space. Trunk space, in my opinion, is plenty. Excuse the stuff that's in the trunk. I didn't feel like cleaning it out for you guys. I wanted to show it as is and how I use it currently. There's plenty of trunk space. Again, if you guys need any more room, you can literally fold those seats down. Just the other day, I helped a friend out and we ended up purchasing one of those nice propane tank grills. And though we had to take the top portion off the grill in order to fit it in here, it fit in here just with no problems at all. This tailgate does flip up. You have to open this door all the way in order to not rub on this end. So as you guys see right here, if the door's not all the way open, this seal right here will catch. So just make sure if you guys get one of these that you flip it all the way up. One of the downsides to the interior of this Bronco is lighting. The interior lighting is extremely lacking in these. You literally only have these dome lights right here, and then you have one in the back. I actually changed this one out. This is a Maybit dome light that I found on Amazon. I believe IAG is currently in the works of making one as well, but I got this from Amazon and it was, I believe, like 80 bucks. But it definitely enhanced the interior lighting. However, to make it even better on the inside, if you need more lighting, I added the IAG dome lights, as you guys can see right here. I'll give you guys a close-up. All right, so those definitely light up the interior, as you guys just saw at night. So yeah, if you guys need more lighting at night, I definitely recommend those IAG dome lights. I added these grab handles. I got those from Amazon. Those are the Hool car grab handles. It just adds a little extra styling, because as you guys see, you don't have any grab handles anywhere in here except on the sides right here and this center one, which I feel like is the most useless handle in this vehicle. Another thing that I added just for added storage is this little storage piece right here. It actually mounts right into this handle. You take this handle off and you put this piece on, just for some extra storage. And I also added these door pocket storage enhancers. I can't think of the name of these right now, but I found these on Amazon as well. These are super simple to put on. Just drill out, well, you don't have to drill out, but you take out these screws and you mount it on. Some people like to cut out the netting. I left the netting in there because it does help with keeping stuff in place so it doesn't just move around, because as you guys see, this is a lot of room, so you can definitely fit a full-size cup in there. I also added those to the rear doors. The rear doors are still simple to install, but it does require some drilling into your actual door itself. So you literally slap these on and then you drill those self-tapping screws through the existing frame. Again, some people cut the netting out. I'll keep the netting in there. But that's about it as far as the storage options that I have in here. One thing that I do wish that Ford did with these Broncos, which is what I'm used to on other vehicles, is that you don't have a glove box light in here. There's no glove box light in here at all. I'm hoping, and I'm pretty sure somebody's in the works of actually making one, because at night, if you need something out of the glove box, it's kind of hard to see. But that's where those IAG dome lights definitely come in handy, because you turn those things on, you can see in there. But I do wish they would have added some kind of dome light inside here. Another thing that I want to talk about on the interior that I'm not too much of a fan of, but it's not an issue for some, is the B&O sound system that this thing comes equipped with. If you have the option to pick the B&O sound system versus the bass sound system, in my opinion, upgrading and spending the extra money for the B&O sound system is not worth it because it does not sound good. Now, granted, it does help with extra volume. I feel like the B&O sound systems do sound louder than the bass sound systems that you can get in the Broncos, but in my opinion, it's not worth the cost. So, but stay tuned on the channel because I am putting a full sound system in here. I'm doing a complete overhaul. So stay tuned on the channel for that because I will be making a detailed video once I start that process. But to be honest with you, I absolutely hate this B&O sound system. I've heard B&O before in other vehicles like Audis, and I feel like the B&O in here does not do their name justice because B&O definitely makes some good products. I just don't know if it's just a Bronco thing or if Ford chose to cheap out with B&O on the sound system that they put in here, but it's terrible. One thing that I absolutely love about this Bronco, and something that I've never had in any of my vehicles, is the fact that it comes equipped with the 360-degree camera. So this little button right here actually displays all around the vehicle. It uses the cameras mounted on the underneath the side view mirrors on the rear and in the front. As you guys see, there's a front view, and then when you put the vehicle in reverse, you have the rear view, which automatically pops up the 360 view as well. So for parking, especially if you guys get the Raptor version of this, especially with how wide it is, this 360 view camera is amazing and a lifesaver. So it will help you from curbing your wheels or anything like that. That's probably the best feature in my opinion that this Bronco comes equipped with, but I absolutely love this 360 camera. So overall, in the interior and exterior, I don't have many complaints. As I just mentioned, the few complaints that I do have, in my opinion, did not negate the fact that this is an awesome vehicle. I don't regret getting rid of my Scat Pack at all. So I'm sure you guys want to know, how is the driving? So before we get into that, because I will take this thing on the road, I will let you know as far as the road noise and how that everything goes, because this has the hardtop with the sound deadening headliner, and it's still a little bit noisy on the inside. So I'll be getting you guys a review of that here shortly. But some people have asked me, how is the gas mileage compared to, you know, the Scat Pack that you have? Because for those that don't know, those V8s use up a lot of gas. So I use an app called Gas Buddy and to track my gas mileage, because I don't really trust the gas mileage converter that shows on the dash. But to be honest with you guys, this one is actually fairly accurate. So city combined, city and highway, I've been averaging, give me 1 second, I'm actually going to pull this up on my map right now. I'm averaging 17.9 miles per gallon on average, city and highway. All right, in city driving, I'm averaging 17.6 miles per gallon. On the highway, it's the same thing, 17.9 miles per gallon. So the advertised, you know, I can't remember exactly what it was advertised at, but I believe they're advertised it at 17 miles per gallon. And to be mindful that this is the 2.7 liter V6, twin turbo V6 that the Wildtrak comes with. The 2.3 liter V6 that the base models come with, I'm sure those get a little bit better gas mileage, but not by much. But I'm averaging 17.9 miles per gallon in this truck. So in my opinion, is it worse than the Scat Pack? Yes. It's definitely worse, not by much, but it's worse. The Scat Pack had the cylinder deactivation, so when you're on the highway, it's shut down to 4 cylinders. So that definitely helped with gas mileage, but this does not come with that. So you're in V6 mode, for lack of a better term, all the time. But 17.9 miles per gallon, and that's literally cruising at around 70-75 miles an hour. So fuel mileage is not the best. You do have the option to use regular unleaded fuel. You do not have to put premium fuel in it. However, if you put premium fuel in it, you get more power. All right, so this Wildtrak, I can't think of the numbers right now, I'll post those on the bottom of the screen, but utilizing premium fuel, I believe it's up to 330 horsepower. And I will say this, the one time that I put regular fuel in this thing, it did not feel the same. It absolutely felt slower. So if you can afford it, I would definitely recommend putting premium fuel in it, and only pure premium fuel, because it does seem to idle a lot better utilizing premium fuel, and it just overall drives better in my opinion. But you do as you may. You don't have to put premium fuel in it, and I believe that is a beautiful aspect of it for those that are more budget minded. All right, so one thing I failed to mention that this Wildtrak comes equipped with, equipped with the GOAT modes, which means go over all terrain. It has every feature except rock crawl. Now, I did add that feature through Forescan, and I haven't used it yet, so I can't really give you an impression of it. But I will say that I've had one snowstorm that happened since I purchased the vehicle, and driving in deep snow, this thing handled like a dream. It literally felt like I wasn't driving in snow. So it's worth it in my opinion. But it does have sport mode, and in sport mode it definitely gives it a much more pep in its step. I will say the throttle response is much better than it is driving in normal mode. As far as the eco mode goes, I feel like I got more gas mileage out of it driving in the city, but on the highway I left it in normal, and I get the same amount of gas mileage I do driving in eco, leaving it in normal on the highway. So I feel like the eco mode is better in the city. However, it does reduce the throttle input, and it doesn't take off as fast as it does in normal or even in sport. So you choose however you want to drive it, but the eco mode is a definite gas saver for around town driving. So let's talk road noise. So right now I just got on the highway. I'm cruising at 70 miles an hour. I'm actually going to set the cruise control right now, 70 miles an hour exactly. And this is the road noise that you hear with the hardtop and the sound deadening headliner. As you guys can see, that you hear the wind, but it's not that noisy. You can have a normal conversation just like I'm having with you guys. I'm not yelling, I'm not speaking extremely loud to make sure that you guys hear me, and you guys can hear me just fine. The only time I will say that it does get a little bit more noisy on the inside the cabin is if you're on not so smooth pavement. All right, so right now I am on very smooth pavement on the highway, not too many bumps. When you're crossing a bridge like I just did, you hear a little bit more road noise, but I feel like that's more so due to the tires and the tire profile that you have. A lot of people tend to put mud tires on their Broncos, which look extremely good, but you have to keep in mind that mud tires are definitely a little bit more noisy than all-terrain tires. Now let's talk performance. So again, this comes equipped with the twin turbo 2.7 liter V6, and I'm going to make a performance review because I do have a Draggy. I'm going to make a performance review of before and after once I add a few things to the Bronco. Again, stay posted on the channel, and if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button because I have a lot of plans for this thing. But I will be shooting a before and after, give you guys a baseline as far as actual numbers go, because I feel like just naming horsepower and saying, oh, this has 330 horsepower on premium fuel, 330 horsepower in a vehicle of this size versus a smaller vehicle feels completely different. So from a driver's aspect, in my opinion, this does have a decent amount of speed. Granted, again, I come from a Scat Pack, so it's nothing like a Scat Pack. Don't get me wrong, this is not something that you would want to race in. This is not something that you're going to be smoking tires in or anything like that, doing burnouts, but it's extremely capable for the size of the vehicle. And the 2.7 in this truck, or should I call it a Jeep?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But the 2.7 has no issue getting this thing moving. Like getting off the line, it takes a little bit for it to actually, get going. But and that's obviously due to the lag of the turbo spooling. But once you get into boost, this thing actually has some decent amount of pull. Like in my opinion, it does not feel slow by any means for the size of the vehicle that it is. So I definitely recommend the 2.7 out of the 2.3. So before anybody comments below, because you always have those that, you know, do their research, or those that are heavy in the forums, there is and there has been problems with the 2.7 liters dropping valves. That is not a secret. That is something that Ford has addressed in the later model, 2022 later model 2.7 V6s. And majority of the people that have gotten later model 2.7 liters have not had issues. So, and plus, it's also how you drive it. Again, I tend to have a heavy foot sometimes, but I am also realistic that this vehicle is not made for that. All right, this is not made for racing. This is not made for constantly putting pedal to the metal. You know what I'm saying? But it's very capable of doing so. Like I said, it's a very reliable vehicle. Right now I have exactly 11,043 miles on it, and I have had zero issues with this thing. Zero issues. I'm showing you a clip right now of the engine bay. As you guys can see, the engine bay is not the prettiest thing, but as you see, that there is plenty of room to work with under there. And if you guys are into the modification aspect, there's a lot that you can do. If you've noticed in that picture, I have added the Mishimoto dual catch can system, which I'll be shooting a review of that here probably in the next video, showing you guys how to install it and giving you guys an impression of what I think if it's actually worth the cost, because I believe those were like around 400 bucks. But nonetheless, I upgraded that, and I also upgraded to the dual port blow off valve, so you hear that nice, you know, blow off sound when you get on the throttle. So, well, when you're letting off the throttle. So, but yeah, man, overall, do I regret it? No, I have zero regrets coming from a Scat Pack to a Ford Bronco Wildtrak. No regrets whatsoever. Every vehicle has its vices. Every vehicle has its little quirks that, you know, I feel like during the manufacturing process that it should have been worked out, or they should have done a little more testing before actually releasing the vehicle. But overall, I feel like the improvements that have been made, especially with the tops, a lot of people have mentioned that, oh, the hard tops have issues with cracking, the quality is messed up, you hear a lot of road noise and clunking. I'm riding over a semi-rough surface right now, and I have zero rattles. None. No rattles, no squeaking, nothing. And I've taken the top off completely once when the weather started breaking in Tennessee, and put it back on, and still no issues. It's still quiet as can be. So I don't know if I just happened to get a good top, but I've had zero issues with it. But I will say, in comparison to riding in a Bronco that has the soft top, I will recommend you guys get the hard top. The soft top has its pros and cons, but in my opinion, the interior road noise on the soft top is definitely louder than the hard top in here. The other thing that I noticed, I will say that I don't like, is the window rattle. So when you roll down the windows about, I would say, to about this level right here or higher, if you just crack the windows, when you go over a bump, because these doors are frameless, these windows have a nasty rattle. That's something that really can't be fixed, but yeah, that's the only thing that I don't like. But when I roll my windows down, I roll them down completely. So somebody's trying to race. I'm not racing in a Bronco. Like, what? Who would want to race a Bronco anyways? But anyways, but yeah, the window rattle is one of the things that I have noticed that I will say is an annoyance, but it's not such an annoyance that, you know, you won't get used to it, and you will learn the actual position to put the window in order for that rattle to not be present. But other than that, I absolutely love this Bronco. But I don't want to drag this video out any further than it already has been. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment below or DM me on Instagram, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys may have if you're in the market to buying an actual Bronco. If you are in the market and you're debating, I don't know, do I really want to do it? Do it. Do it. I'm telling you guys, you will not regret it. But that's gonna wrap it up for today's video, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't forget the hashtag salute and certified drip on all your pictures and videos on Instagram. That being said, follow me on Instagram and TikTok at certified_official. And yeah, that's gonna wrap it up, y'all. I hope you guys stay tuned for more content because I have a lot planned for this Bronco. And yeah, this thing is definitely gonna be a head turner sooner than you guys think. So let go. Have a good day.